Oh, happy to be here with you all today. Dr. Toni Coaches. I am your local psychotherapist, branched out into life advising for the busy, the ambitious professionals and leaders out there who want to make impact, want to be successful, but also want to enjoy more of life. You don't want to burn the wick at both ends. You don't want to stay in a standstill. You don't want to feel stuck or stagnant. You want to keep moving forward. If that's you, connect with me. Let me know. We're going to dive into today's conversation because it's an important one, although I say that all the time. But, you know, why would I not talk to you about the things I think are important? That's why I'm here to provide you that value. So let's talk about whether or not personal wellness is a wasted time investment for you. The busy leader, the driven professional, is it a waste of time to actually choose to put time into your own personal wellness, into crafting life balance for yourself, or is it something worthwhile? Now, only you get to answer that question, but I'm going to tell you my take and I'm going to tell you why I have that take, plus give you some evidence to support that. What you do with it is up to you, okay? Because what I do know is that my analytical, goal-driven, business-oriented folks tend to want to know what the return on investment is, right? We want to know what the return on investment is going to be when you're deciding whether or not to invest your time or your money or your effort in some way. And this analysis often serves them really well because it's like, all right, well, is this worth it, right? Kind of a cost benefit analysis of sorts. Fair to say. But when it comes to investing in their own personal wellness and development, the skepticism underneath that is it worth it type of analysis runs pretty deep. Maybe you can relate to that. When the driven and the ambitious is assessing whether or not to invest in personal development, to invest in their own balance of work, of life, of just in general, what their experience of life is, of their wellness, they might wonder things like, is it really going to be worth my time? What difference is that really going to make for me in my life? How could personal wellness be considered an investment? And so on and so forth. Maybe some variation of that rings true for you. But when you're busy with a lot of responsibilities and you're already feeling the pressure of having no time because you're being pulled this way and that way, or needing to do this and this person needs that, you do indeed want to prioritize your time. You do want to get particular about your time. Except when you're busy spending too much of your time in one place, in one area of your life, like work, for example, do you also then find that you are neglecting spending quality time in another area of your life that is also of importance to you, or even considered of higher importance to you? But you're not spending as much time there. You're not spending as much quality time there as you would like. Can you relate? When it comes to investing in your own emotional, relational, or even physical wellness, does there often seem like there's a barrier to following through with that investment? Like, first of all, I don't know if I'm going to make that investment. And if I do, like, how do I follow through? I still don't really know if it's worth it. I don't know if I'm fully bought in. I'm not fully committed. Oh, well, maybe I'll start. Statistics show us that a lot of folks will begin at the gym, for example, get on that health kick. And then after a few months max, they start to go down, right? Like that commitment isn't followed through with. Or maybe you have invested time, money, efforts in one of those areas, like going for a jog every day. You're fully committed and invested to that, in that, and you're continuously doing that. But you're not investing in the other areas, like your emotional health, like your relational health. You're like, I don't have time for that, or I just don't think it's going to make a difference, or it's just too stressful, or I don't understand, or blah, 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 whatever it is that comes up for you. Right? So maybe you are investing in one particular area, but you're skimping on the other ones. I see that. I see that too. I often see successful professionals overcommit to tons of tasks and strive for ambitious goals, yet struggle to effectively commit to and invest in their own personal wellness and life balance. Ongoing. 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 Like it keeps happening. It keeps happening. They're in this cycle where like, okay, I'll do it. No, I'm not going to follow through. Okay, maybe this is worth it. All right, I'll give it a try. No, I don't know. Oh, I'm too busy. Oh, I don't have time for that. Oh, right? And this is really counterproductive. You don't have to take my word for it, because over the next several weeks, I'm going to break down the ROI, the return of investment, that happens when you finally commit to investing in your own personal wellness, in your own life balance. Believe it or not, an investment in your personal wellness is also an investment in your professional success and wellness too. Don't believe me? Stay tuned, okay? Because we're going to work through that. Some of the most common barriers to wellness investment that the busy, the ambitious tend to get stuck behind are time, money, relationships, and effectiveness, okay? So time, well, I already don't have enough time as it is, so how can I make time for that? Plus everything else I have going on, isn't this just going to add to the stress? If I try to commit my time to something that's going to help me with time, isn't that just going to add to my stress anyway? Isn't that counterproductive? Or with money, it's, should I really spend money on this when I have all these other financial responsibilities that I need to take care of? Or relationships. What is my partner or my friend or my family member or my colleagues, or what is my staff like? What are these folks going to think if I am doing this? Or effectiveness. Is this even going to work for me? Is this actually going to be effective for me? Okay, fine, maybe it's effective for someone else, but does it really apply to me? Is it really going to be effective for me? I'm going to break down those questions over the next several weeks so that we can get clear on what's coming up with those barriers. And I'm going to give you the ROI. I'm going to give you what's the return on investment as it relates to each of those, okay? I'm going to cover each of those throughout these next several weeks. So let's find out about time today, okay? How does time become an ROI? How does time become a return on investment when you choose to invest time in wellness and balance and personal development? Let's talk about that, okay? Time is not something that can be recouped. You can't miss time with kids or family or a spouse and then later rewind the clock to go back. You can't miss a ton of sleep and actually catch back up on your sleep later. You can't actually catch back up on sleep. William Penn said a quote that sticks out to me, especially with regard to time. He says, "Time is what we want most, but what we use worst." Cumulatively, time is what makes up our life. Our lifetime is made up of time. So how the heck we spend it should really matter to us, don't you think? It should matter to us. So if you're asking that kind of analysis, like, is it worth my time question, that's good. It should matter to you where you spend your time, okay? But we can't stockpile time. And sometimes we act like we can when we can't. Maybe, for example, you tell a loved one that you'll have time to spend with them later on, but for right now, you need to spend a lot more time at work until you hit that number on the pay scale or get that promotion. Or maybe you tell yourself that you just have to spend a lot of time hustling right now. You don't have any time for breaks or self-care or all that mumbo jumbo. Like, you don't have time for that. You just need to hustle. You need to trailblaze right now. But eventually, in the future, when you've met all your goals and you're super successful and happy, then you'll make time to have fun, to take care of yourself, maybe to incorporate leisure, right? In the short run, these kind of trade-offs that we convince ourselves to make, they can make sense for some time for many people. They can. But the issues arise when this short period of time turns into weeks, turns into months, turns into years, turns into decades. And before you know it, that time that you thought you were stockpiling for later, that you could count on for later, has come and gone. And so have other things too. Like perhaps your relationships with certain people, perhaps your health, physical or otherwise, perhaps your psychological health, or maybe your interest in other things that used to make you smile has dissipated, or your happiness or that fire that you had inside of you. Time is precious. So we do need to care and be particular about how we spend it. Yes, absolutely. Yet therein lies the oxymoron of time management. because those who need it most say they have no time to figure out how to use it differently, or they're the most stressed out and feel more stressed about needing to figure out how to manage their time differently. Thus, the question, is it worth my time to spend time learning how to create more time? Yes. Yes. For all the reasons why you desire to have more time, the answer is yes, it's worth it because of those very same reasons. If you want more time so that you can stress less, get better sleep, feel more rested, enjoy more quality interactions with friends or family, have more fun, experience more rest or more leisure, explore new ventures, check things off your bucket list, craft meaningful memories with your kids, whatever it is for you. If those are meaningful things for you, and that's why you want more time, then that's why now it is important to invest time in creating more time. Because you have to invest your time in the short run in order to learn how to gain more time for the long run. Otherwise, the way you've been doing things will continue to be the way you've been doing things. And it sounds contradictory, but it's true. What do the numbers tell us? Well, up to 80% of a workday can be spent on low value tasks, wasted time. Hours are wasted every day, especially at work when time isn't allocated properly. The statistics also tell us that time and stress intertwined. Time management and stress management cannot be separated. So if you're chronically feeling like you have no time to spend doing what you want or doing things with who you enjoy doing things with, then you are likely pretty stressed. Conversely, if you are feeling stressed or stretched or stuck, you probably feel like there's never enough time. Stress management encompasses your whole self, emotional, mental, physical, relational, spiritual. Therefore, if you try to focus on time management without the proper wellness support, you're going to be taking a whole lot of action, probably exhausting yourself more, with very little forward movement. So if you want to learn how to effectively and sustainably spend time in a way that doesn't create such stress and strain, then you'll have to invest in your wellness. Does that make sense? Think of it like this. If you go through all the motions to get ready for your day, you get showered, you get dressed, you brew your coffee, you grab your keys. So you go off into your car, you sit down, you put them in the ignition. Is your car going to take you anywhere if it doesn't have any gas? No. You went through all the motions, you took a whole bunch of action, but you're not going anywhere. Even if you're looking sharp and your car is the latest model, it's freshly detailed and stored in a nice, beautiful, safe garage attached to a gorgeous home, that car is not going to take you anywhere without gas. You can do all the work to get ready and even have the keys in the ignition, but you are not going to get very far if there is no gas in that tank. The same is true with time management. Investing in your wellness is like putting gas in the car. If you go through all the motions to buy an organization app, sync your calendar with your offices, color coordinate, etc., it's still not going to get you very far without that internal fuel that you need to manage it. It's just not, right? Do you see how wellness and investing time in wellness actually gives you a return on investment by giving you more time in the long run? Okay, so say maybe you're working from home. Fine, then we won't use the car analogy. Let's use a different analogy. If you get out your bagel, your cream cheese, your plate, your knife, you put the bagel in the toaster, you push the knob down. Is your bagel going to toast if it's not plugged in? No. Silly, but true, right? Sure, it's helpful to have all the ingredients there at the ready, but if you want a toasted bagel and the toaster is not plugged in, it doesn't matter what other actions you take unless you're going to actually plug in the toaster, it's not going to toast, right? The same is true with time management. You get the ROI of time when you invest time in your wellness, in your life balance, in your personal development, because it is teaching you how to plug in. It is learning, it's helping you to learn how to fuel yourself up. So if the question is, should I invest in myself? Should I invest my time into my own personal development, even if I feel stretched and thin and stressed out about time right now? The answer is yes. 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 If there are things that you are unable to experience in your life, if there are experiences that are not bringing you joy, if you're feeling constantly or chronically stressed or stuck or stagnant or not moving forward or unfulfilled, then time is something that you desire, right? You're feeling some kind of time deficiency. And in order to create more time, you have to tend to the wellness aspect. They are intertwined. Okay? You're even more in need of fueling up and plugging in if you are feeling any of what I'm sharing so far. Okay? Because you want to have a functional vehicle. You want the bagel toaster to be able to toast the bagel, right? You want to be able to plug in and fuel up. Let me ask you then. If you can make an investment of time now, that would help you learn how to effectively craft time to experience more of what you want, more of what you desire in your life and in your relationships for the long haul. Would you consider that an investment worth making? Let me know. hello@drtonycoaches.com. Reach out. Let me know if I can be of support to you, if this is something you want to dive deeper in. If you know you are ready to craft more time, even if time is feeling like a stretch for you right now, it is even more important for you to make this commitment to yourself to do it now so that you can get that ROI, more time in the long haul. Okay? Thank you so much for being with me today. I truly appreciate your time. Until next time.